Welcome back to episode 7 of Script Supervisors.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo! Yeah. I am Jaden, of course, and this is Bren Earhart. This is the podcast where we talk about movies and video games and shows and other random things like Star Wars Celebration, which we'll talk about today. Yeah. Today we got some Marvel news, some DC news. We'll talk about Star Wars Celebration. We got a couple movies that came out that we'll talk about the budget and the box office for. And then we have some trailers, which include a lot of Marvel and Star Wars and DC.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. And then we will go over a review on Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Honor Among Thieves.
Oh my god, it is so good.
Yeah. All right, we'll jump into it first with some Marvel news. So this is via the Hot Mic podcast. It looks like Kit Harington was cut from Blade. So he played Dane Whitman, Black Knight, in Eternals. And when Blade got a new director and it underwent script rewrites, apparently they've cut all his scenes.
That is so sad.
Yeah. Because, Blade and Black Knight would be great in a movie together. I would love to see them in a movie together. Yeah. That would be very interesting. So it's kind of disappointing because, I wanted to see Black Knight in some place other than the Eternals. Next piece of news. Jonathan Major was arrested because he was apparently beating on his girlfriend in a car. A statement which the girlfriend later retracted, but I guess he's still in trouble. So things aren't looking good for him. You could recast Jonathan Majors in the MCU, but it would be...
Who does he play?
He's Kang and all the different versions of Kang.
Oh!
Yeah.
The big bad of the entire next, section of Marvel. Great.
Yeah, so, it would be kind of hard to replace him, but, you could do it. John Boyega, I think, would be a good replacement if you had to replace Jonathan Majors.
And they've already, they've edited stuff in... Disney Plus before, so they could just CG in someone new, just completely erase all his scenes.
They've also done just a recast before in general with Terrence Howard from the first Iron Man. They replaced him with Don Cheadle. Yeah, and Edward Norton, who played the Hulk in the first Hulk movie, was recast with Mark Ruffalo. So you could do it. It would just be very strange, but. Marvel's going to do what they're going to do. They fired James Gunn and then rehired James Gunn, so they might...
They can't make up their minds.
They can't seem to make up their minds, but we'll see if Jonathan Majors gets rehired or fired, or a combination of both.
Fired, hired, fired again.
Fired, hired, yeah. Just keeps firing him and then hiring him again. You're fired. No, actually, we want you back. We changed our minds. Sorry. You can.
Actually, we love you. Actually, we hate you. Go away.
Yeah. Actually, wait. You can come back for this movie, and then we're gonna fire you again.
You can come back to be the bad guy for these movies, and then you can go, and then we hate you.
As of now, he hasn't been fired, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Next piece of news, Liv Tyler returns for Captain America New World Order. She played Betty Ross in the first Incredible Hulk movie. Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
So we got Tim Blake Nelson returning as the leader, Samuel Stearns from that movie, and Harrison Ford is playing Thaddeus Ross, the new Thaddeus Ross. And
gotcha.
I guess we're getting Betty Ross back. So maybe she'll be Red She-Hulk. Maybe not. Yeah, because she's Red She-Hulk in the comics. So
right. Oh my god.
Maybe she'll be Red She-Hulk. Maybe she won't be.
Why does everything have to be so complicated?
Good question. So
2 She-Hulks. That's what the MCU needs.
She's the daughter of the president now. Yeah. because in that movie it has been confirmed that Thaddeus Ross will be the president of the United States. So that'll be interesting to see. The next piece of news is Mia Goth joins Blade in an unknown role. People have said that she's playing a vampire character of sorts, which will be interesting. I'm hoping Blade has a lot of vampires and they don't shy away from the vampire aspect, because vampires...
Is Blade going to be part of the MCU?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Blade is part of the MCU.
All right.
It is coming
Vampires.
out before Deadpool 3.
Why does
and I think
everything have
it's
to have
next year.
vampires these days?
Yeah, because there's been a lot of vampire stuff. I mean, we got the Voyage of the Last Demeter, which we had a trailer for,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about later. Blade,
Renfield.
Renfield, Morbius.
No.
Morbius had vampires in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane. They sold like a more billion ticket.
More billion is now a mathematical number.
Yes, it's true. We decided it
We've-
in this podcast.
Yes. We have now made more billion a number, and it deserves to be recognized by the United Nations.
The United Nations?
Yeah.
Why the UN?
Because the UN approves the new number, and then we all go on to a new system called the Morbin system
No.
of measurement. The Morbin system of measurement.
They're in like conference or whatever. They all vote and they all vote yes. The speaker goes, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Morbin time."
It's Morbin time.
Okay, this bit is terrible. We need to go on.
That's how they start off all their meetings. The next thing we got is Deadpool 3 casting. It is bringing back Marina Barchichin as Vanessa Carlyle.
Okay, sick.
Leslie Gomes as Blind Al. Karan
Awesome.
Sani as Dopinder. And Stefan Kapicek, Russian names I can't pronounce, as Colossus. So those four are back from the Deadpool movies.
Let's go.
Dopinder was a surprise. I didn't think that they'd bring him back. The one person we haven't gotten back,
I mean, they need
Yeah.
somebody to drive the car.
they do need someone to drive the car. Then the only other person I can think of that was like a main character that hasn't come back is whoever played Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Right.
Yeah. So
I loved her. I loved her so much. She was so stupid.
yeah,
Just, like, as a
see if they bring her
character.
back. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if they get her back too, because they have basically all the main cast except, I guess you could count Josh Brolin as Cable
Yeah.
back, I guess. But we'll see if they bring those two back. Yep. Next thing is an update for the El Muerto movie.
El Muerto.
He's a wrestler that appeared in like 2 Spider-Man comics and is technically owned by Sony.
And they're making a movie about him.
And Bad Bunny, the rapper, is playing El Muerto.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
He recently spoke in an interview, Bad Bunny, and he said that El Muerto was not moving forward, and then his lawyer was like, actually, they are moving forward, they're just not shooting anything yet.
Actually, you're wrong. They are moving
Yeah.
forward.
So, but yeah, like the plot is like, he's got like this super villain wrestler mask
Okay.
that gives him super strength,
Okay.
and he's using that to do things. And the
So
mask
he's
belongs to
wrestler
his
Green
father.
Goblin?
Yeah, except he doesn't own a company.
Okay.
Green Goblin without the tech or the company, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna have his shirt off for most of the movie.
Shirtless Green Goblin.
Yeah, like what's his name from Morbius? That weird shirtless scene
Oh,
we got him
what?
doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this is in the same universe too as Venom and Morbius and
Oh,
the rest of
God.
the stuff. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Sony is doing things with that universe, I guess, but oh well.
They're desperately grasping at every straw they can.
Every IP that they can possibly sell. Yeah.
How many characters do we have the rights to? 4, sir. Get me a movie with all of them.
Like, I'm pretty sure El Muerto is only in, like, 2 issues of Spider-Man ever.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot more, like, you could do a Rhino movie. Pretty sure a Rhino movie would be better than an El Muerto movie. But, yeah. Yeah, anyway, the last piece of Marvel DC news that'll get us transitioned into DC stuff is James Gunn talked to Empire about a potential MCU-DCU crossover, and he said...
What?
He said everything has been talked about, but if that does happen eventually, it will be years down the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so...
what would have to happen story-wise for there to be a crossover?
That's a good question.
Like, they already have a multiverse.
Right, yeah.
So, like... I don't know. Crossovers are so messy these days.
I mean, the problem I think with that is the fans... Oh, yes. The fans for Marvel and DC will go absolutely nuts if Marvel and DC crossover.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is, how do you go from there?
Yeah. Which way do you want them to go nuts? Do you want them to go nuts hating it, or do you want them to go nuts loving it?
I think this has only happened like twice in the comics. They did a MCU DC.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Marvel DC crossover, but I think it would be fun to see in film, but you would have to do it correctly and do it right and do it in a way that would not put both studios out for any future projects. Yeah. But yeah. So they would need a lot of work, but I mean, if it's down the road a ways, then they got a lot of time to work on it. Yeah, all right, we'll jump into the DC news now. So the first bit of DC news we have is Mike Flanagan pitched Clayface as a villain for the Batman Part 2. And
Clayface? Why? That sounds familiar.
Clayface is... he's the guy made of clay, and he can, like, reshape himself into other things, and sometimes in the comics he can shapeshift, and sometimes he can't, like, into other people.
Like Sandman?
Sort of, but clay. And also he can jump really high, I guess.
Why?
I don't know. It's a very good question, but
clay, sand, give me a loam.
Where I know Clayface from is from the Lego Batman video game.
Oh my god.
Where I've...
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's the first villain that you fight.
Right.
Yeah, he's the first villain of the first level.
Oh my god, that's why he sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Dude, Lego Batman. Top tier.
I agree. I love that game. But yeah, so Mike Flanagan pitched the Clayface for the Batman Part 2.
All right.
So I guess we'll see who they choose for the villain.
Give me the Riddler again. Yeah. Give me someone I can simp over.
Yeah, so we only have one more bit of DC news, but it's pretty big. And that is they released a Creature Commandos casting. So that's the animated DC show in 2024 that's like spooky monsters and stuff.
Huh.
So,
okay.
For the cast, we got Indria Varma as the Bride of Frankenstein, Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr., Zoe Chow as Nina McCluskey, David Harbour as Eric Frankenstein, Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus, Sean Gunn as Weasel and G.I. Robot, Maria Bakalova as Princess Ilyana Rostovic. Steve Agee as John Economos, and Viola Davis back as Amanda Waller.
All right.
Yeah, so Frank Grillo played Crossbones in the MCU in Civil War.
Right.
And The Winter Soldier. David Harbour was Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian from Black Widow.
How's the Weasel coming back?
Because Weasel died. I don't know. They're doing a universe reset.
Oh, right. Yeah. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Reset. Yeah. Also, it's unclear when this is set. I'm pretty sure this is before the Suicide Squad because it's Rick Flag Sr.
Right.
So, yeah. But, so Sean Gunn is returning as Weasel from the Suicide Squad stuff. Maria Bakalova She voices Cosmo in the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Steve Agee as John Economos. John Economos is the Peacemaker guy with the glasses.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's the guy who appeared at the end of Shazam.
Okay.
With James Gunn's wife, whose name is escaping my brain. Yep, and Viola Davis coming back as Amanda Waller. So she was in the Suicide Squad stuff too, and she's also going to be in her own Waller series for DC, called Waller. Yeah. So yeah, that's the Creatures Commando casting. It looks pretty good. It's animated, so even if it is violent, it shouldn't be like super restricted for kids. But it just sounds good. I'm excited.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. Now we just got some miscellaneous stuff before we talk about the Star Wars Celebration. According to the Hot Mike podcast, the Indiana Jones spin-off that was planned for Disney Plus has been shelved.
Oh no! I like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. That series was going to follow Abner Ravenwood, Indiana Jones's mentor. Before,
Gotcha. Okay, so it's a prequel.
Yeah. He's Marion Ravenwood's dad.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's also like, if they do have that show, I don't know if they're gonna like show young Indiana Jones and young. Well, I just said her name. What's it? It starts with a name. I just said her name. I don't know why I forgot it.
Yeah, I was thinking it. Oh my gosh.
Marion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marion Ravenwood. I don't know if they're gonna show young Marion Ravenwood and young Indiana Jones, but like there was a thing about how like Indiana Jones was like 23 and she was like 16. If you do the math from what they say in the movies.
I don't like that.
Yeah, and it was, or somewhere around those ages. I don't know if those are the exact ages, but it's not a good age gap.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to show that, but I mean, apparently it's been shelved, so rip Indiana Jones spinoff. I would love for them to do like a Short Round spinoff. Love to see more of Short Round. Yeah, so the next bit of news is the movie critic, Quentin Tarantino's last film, is going to be set in 1977 Hollywood.
Okay.
Yep, so it's another old Hollywood film, like a lot of things have been doing recently, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Babylon.
Yeah.
Have all been old Hollywood, so I guess we're getting another old Hollywood movie. Yes, and another piece of news, Ike Perlmutter was fired from Disney.
Who's Ike Perlmutter?
He was the racist guy who was in charge of Marvel before Alan Horn was yeah, because so like in a nutshell, this is what happened. Ike Perlmutter was the head of Marvel. He was racist and sexist. Kevin Feige came on. Alan Horn was the boss of Disney. Kevin Feige and Alan Horn were friends. Kevin Feige threatened Alan Horn and said he would quit if he still had to work on a Perlmutter. So Alan Horn moved Ike Perlmutter to a chairman position, and now he has been fired from that chairman position.
Okay.
And he also did an interview with the Wall Street Journal in which he said, yeah, actually they're trying to hide it. I was really fired. Which was confusing because that's what all the news stories...
What are they hiding? You got fired.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know why he said that.
It's the entire story.
Apparently, Ike Perlmutter was... He doesn't care about the box office. He cares about the bottom line, which doesn't make any sense either because the box office is what makes your bottom line.
Yeah. What?
But apparently, he would dig pencils and paper clips and other things out of the trash cans if he thought they were reusable to save money on office supplies.
What the hell?
Back in the day. And he always used to take his wife to the Costco, and they would get a hot dog and a frozen yogurt, and that would be their lunch every day.
Every day?
Apparently.
Like, Oh my god.
Because it was
why?
cheap.
I mean, yeah, it is cheap.
But,
Like Costco hot dogs are extremely cheap. Costco
yeah.
loses money on hot dogs.
It's also a question of whether or not he got 2 hot dogs, one for him and one for his wife, or if they split a hot dog. I wouldn't be surprised.
Why? Why do we care about this?
He's
Like,
a cheapskate.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so he was the reason why Captain Marvel and Black Panther didn't get films earlier. When they recast Don Cheadle, or when they recast Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle,
He's the guy who said that nobody would notice.
Because they're both black, yeah.
Right, I've heard this.
Yep. He's the one who, like, cut all the Black Widow merchandise from Iron Man 2.
You know what's terrible?
What?
So I was a kid when Iron Man 2 came out. I feel terrible about this. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you were a kid.
I was a kid.
Yeah, if you were an adult, I'm pretty sure you
I definitely would have noticed.
Yeah, but, yeah, so Ike Perlmutter, not a very
He
good
sucks.
guy. Yeah, he sucks. Also, I learned this because he was very good friends with Ike Perlmutter, with Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis.
Oh!
And he's the one who, like, got DeSantis into this, like, operational contract with Disney for, like, Disney World, but Disney, like, got them in some sort of contractual loophole without Perlmutter's approval. So, get this. This is what Disney made the contract for. Apparently, the Florida government wants to control some of Disney's operations, but Disney did a thing where they only control Disney's operations, some of Disney's operations, 21 years after the death of the last living descendant of King Charles III of England.
What? What? How does this happen? Like, what kind of legal loophole has to do with King Charles II's descendants?
King Charles III.
Third.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm goofy.
So it's only some of Disney's assets because Disney's been in a feud with DeSantis for a while because the reason that they gave him money in the first place was so that they could get tax cuts, but then they didn't like what he was doing with the Don't Say Gay bill and other things, so they're like,
I'm
we're
not
going to give you
going
money
to get
anymore.
political about Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get political.
And then, but yeah, so I guess they made this deal where King Charles III, his descendants have to die, and then Florida can only control operations 21 years after?
Why?
Apparently there's a legal term for it, which is escaping my mind right now, but apparently that's a legal thing that you can do. So I don't have no idea what it has to do with the others, but oh well.
They used the rare and elusive King Charles clause.
Elusive King Charles clause. Yeah. So that's an interesting...
You need to be a level 20 lawyer to unlock that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That just shows you how,
crazy.
like, crazy Disney's lawyers are.
Yeah.
That they can, like, come up with this stuff.
Yeah. And it's just... That was, to me, when I read that, that was just hilarious. And,
Yeah, that's, like, it's absurd.
Yeah. And that was really funny to hear. But yeah, so I guess we'll find out what happens 21 years after the last living descendants of King Charles III die.
I want to look. I'm gonna look up the last living descendants of King Charles III. Hang on, I need to know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Last
living
descendants of King Charles III.
King
Charles III of England.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You didn't have to reread it like 4 times.
Yeah, so... What does it say?
Oh.
What?
It's...
How many descendants does he have?
Oh, okay, so it's this guy.
Yeah. The
Right.
current King of England, yeah.
Okay. So, that's Prince William.
How old is Prince William?
Well, he was born in 1982. There's Prince
Okay.
George, who was born in 2013. Princess Charlotte in 2015. Prince Luis, born in 2018.
So it's
Prince Archie, born in 2019. Look at this picture of a child.
oh my gosh, he already has the red hair.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
he already
that's
has the
hilarious.
weirdly shaped face.
Yeah. So it's gonna be quite a chunk of time.
It's
before-
gonna be a while.
That's like good on Disney that they tricked
That's
the
like
government
easily.
of Florida.
That's easily at least 80 years.
Yeah. So rip
Rip Ron DeSantis.
Oh, Ron DeSantis.
Good
Get better
riddance.
lawyers.
Sorry, I'm not gonna get political.
Okay.
For context, I'm trans. That's all you need.
Yeah. All right. The next thing we got here is HBO Max is relaunching their app as Just Max.
As Just Max.
Just
and they're
Max.
looping in Discovery Plus, right?
Yep, they're looping in Discovery Plus as well.
Why?
I have no idea.
Why
but,
are we still here?
like, there are, like, I understand, like, this is what I don't get about HBO Max. So, basically, like, right, you have, like, if you were to tell someone who didn't know anything, if you were to say to them Disney Plus and ask them which movie studio it would belong to, they would probably say Disney.
Yeah.
Same with Paramount Plus.
Paramount.
Peacock might be a little hard, but you can get it from the logo. It's NBC. If you ask them about HBO, they think, oh, it belongs to HBO, right? Actually, it includes all of Warner Brothers movies.
What?
Yeah, which is the surprising thing. So I don't know why they didn't call it like Warner Brothers Plus or something, or like the third Warner Brothers. The third Warner Brother.
Warner Plus.
Warner Plus. Warner Brothers Triplet. That's not a good name.
No.
But yeah, so I guess they're relaunching it as Max. I don't know if that makes it easier or harder to identify where it comes from, but oh well.
It's a terrible name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, also, in relation to HBO Max, Harry Potter is getting a reboot, apparently. It'll be a decade-long series, one season for each book. And
Okay.
my question is, why? Like, the movies are already so good. Well, the first 8, not the Fantastic Beasts or whatever.
Yeah.
happened there. But, oh my gosh, just...
I'm not gonna get political.
Just, I don't understand why you would reboot Harry Potter because
Well,
I mean
I'm gonna get political. Daniel Radcliffe has been very outspoken against J.K. Rowling's ideologies.
Yep.
And has actually started his own thing where like trans people can come and tell their stories on a like show thing, I think. I think they're trying to distance Harry Potter from oh my god, I forgot his name.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe, thank you. I think they're trying to distance them from him because he is Harry Potter. Like,
Yeah.
everyone sees him and they go, oh my god, it's Harry Potter.
Yep.
I think they're trying to get away from that so that they can still be awful.
I see. I heard it from another person as it was the other way around. They're trying to not distance themselves from Daniel Radcliffe, but instead distance themselves from J.K. Rowling, so that they can do.
But she would still make
more
money off
things.
of it.
She would still make money off of it. That's the thing.
So they're supporting her.
Yeah. What I would have done with this Harry Potter series is done a series about the Marauders, like the Harry Potter's parents.
People are like gnashing their teeth for Marauders stuff.
I would love a Marauders series, and that
The
would have been
Marauders
good
have
instead
an
of...
entire fandom on Tumblr,
Yeah.
and it's like they don't exist. I mean, they're side characters in Harry Potter,
Yeah.
and people love them. They go crazy for them.
Yeah. Like, I would love a Sirius Black, Lupin, Peter Pettigrew show.
That would be great.
Be amazing. I just... Like, remaking the original movies is not something that I would say is a necessarily smart move, because I think more people will be upset about this rather than be happy with it, at least until
Yeah.
they see it and especially if HBO ruins it, they're not going to have a very fun time with the reception.
Yeah, especially if they're planning it to be a decade long.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be 1 season per book.
Yeah.
So 7 seasons, almost a decade long. Yeah. But yeah, so another remake. Dwayne Johnson came out and said we're going to give Moana a remake.
Oh.
Live action.
Oh my god,
Yep.
why?
Live action.
Why does
Moana.
everything need a live action remake?
I don't understand, but Disney is also not very good at their remakes, so I have no confidence in this whatsoever. And I just... Apparently whoever... I forgot her name, the person who voices Moana, but she's coming back for the live action version. Dwayne Johnson is also portraying Maui. Again, I guess.
Just make an animated and live action version of every movie and release both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Just do that.
It wouldn't surprise me if this movie went straight to Disney Plus and no one liked it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is going to. Nobody's asking for this.
That's what Pinocchio did. Pinocchio went straight to Disney Plus and no one liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
It still messes me up that they released 2 Pinocchio movies.
Yeah, because Pinocchio's in the public domain now. That's why we got Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Oh,
Yeah. Because Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is not a Disney
fantastic.
production. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was very, very, very funny. Yeah, next bit of thing is Shrek 5. Apparently they're doing a Shrek 5.
Shrek 5.
I'm excited. I mean, they're getting all the old cast back.
Yeah.
Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, Puss in Boots.
The art style has evolved quite a bit since, the original Shrek, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks.
Yeah. If it's anything like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I hope
I
so.
loved that movie. They teased it at the end of Puss in Boots, too. Like, Puss and Kitty Softpaws and Petito are going towards Far, Far Away Land. And Puss in Boots says, I'm going to visit some old friends.
You love to see it.
Yeah, so I guess Shrek's kids might be grown up now?
Oh, yeah,
so-
right. Time jump.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
More ogres.
More ogres, yeah. Yeah, but
Even more layers.
that should be interesting. Next bit of news. There's another Game of Thrones prequel.
Oh my god, why?
And I guess there might be 7 more prequels, because this one is called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight. So...
Was the other one called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms or something?
No, the other one was like Heart of the Dragon or something.
Oh,
or
right.
House of the Dragon?
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon. But I don't know. They could do like a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms blank Knight.
Okay.
Knight of the Seven Kingdoms blank Knight. I've never seen Game
Let
of
George
Thrones.
R.R. Martin write it first.
Yeah.
Let him release the books, then make shows.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So I don't know who's really gunning to see a Game of Thrones prequel, another one. I haven't, people didn't like House of the Dragon, at least as far as I could tell, the lighting and stuff they had a lot of problems with.
Yeah, I heard a couple things.
Apparently it was really, dark. And I don't mean, tonally dark. I mean, actually physically dark.
Yeah, hard to see.
Yeah, and they couldn't see anything. But, yeah. Anyway, the last bit of news before we talk about some movies that released are MGM. Amazon bought MGM and their
great.
entire library.
The monopoly expands.
Yeah, so they put out a statement. Well, they bought MGM a while back, but they put out a statement today saying that they're going to give films and TV shows to a couple of their projects. So currently, according to Deadline, all these are getting things. RoboCop is going to get a film and a TV show. Stargate, film and TV show. Legally Blonde, film and TV show. Fame, TV show. Barbershop, TV show. The Magnificent Seven, TV show. Pink Panther, possible animated film. The Thomas Crown Affair, film. Poltergeist, Unknown Poltergeist Project. And apparently they want to expand the Creed universe, which may include a TV show.
Why does everything have to be a flippin' universe,
So they've talked with Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone about expanding the Creed universe. Yeah. So I guess all of those are getting projects.
Just make new stories.
Yeah.
They don't have to all be in the same universe. They can just be similar.
They've been trying to make a Legally Blonde film for a while, a third one.
I'm looking forward to RoboCop.
Yeah. I'm actually not a big fan of the original RoboCop movies.
Yeah, It's bad.
And then they did 2 TV shows. There was one, and then there was like a Prime Directives one.
And then they made like a remake of the movie.
Yeah.
Which was also bad.
Yep.
I just really like the idea. I hope they get it right.
Yeah. It's Amazon, so, I mean, they did The Rings of Power, and they did The Boys, and they did some other things that are good.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will be pretty good. Yeah. All right. Well, we got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies that came out this past month.
Let's go.
John Wick Chapter 4, budget of $100 million.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I wanted to. Opening weekend made $73.8 million, and right now it is sitting at a $162.4 million total. So that passed its budget. How to Blow Up a Pipeline, which we didn't get to see, unfortunately.
Oh my god, I'm so upset.
It had an extremely limited release because I could not find the budget for this movie.
I'm not going to get political.
It only made $155.4 thousand.
Yeah.
So it didn't even make $1 million for its opening weekend. And then $340.7 thousand for its total.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
John Wick is still playing at our local AMC.
Oh, we should go see it at some point.
I'm down.
Yeah. The Super Mario Brothers movie at a budget of $100 million, and it broke the record for biggest video game adaptation previously held by Warcraft. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So biggest box office video game adaptation. It had a $146.3 million opening weekend, so it already passed its budget on the opening weekend, and it's currently sitting at $371.1 million.
Tripling its budget.
Yeah, it tripled its budget. So, yeah. From what I heard, it's not very good.
Well, I've heard really mixed things. From some people, I've heard that it's awful. From some people, I've heard that it's hilarious and great. Like, yeah. I think it really just depends on what you want from it and what you get from it.
Yeah, yeah. But I will probably end up seeing that maybe next weekend with my girlfriend. I know she wanted to see it with me. But yeah, Air came out, directed by Ben Affleck. That had a budget of $90 million. It had a opening box office weekend of $14.4 million, and it is currently sitting at $36.3 million. Renfield is the last one to talk about.
Let's go!
Budget for this one was $65 million, and the box office was $8 million for its opening weekend.
What?
And it's currently sitting at $10.5 million.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Do you want to give like a spoiler-free
review?
Yeah.
Renfield. It is a really fun, really goofy exploration of dependency and trauma, sort of with a vampire coat of paint on it.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah, the one person I know who had seen this movie besides you said that they wanted more Nick Cage out of this movie.
I think he was fine. He did great.
No, more Nick Cage. Like they wanted him in the movie more than what was actually there.
I feel like he could have been in the movie a little bit more, but like I'd say it's like an 85 out of 100 on the Nick Cage Enos scale.
Nick Cage Enos.
I don't know, man.
Oh, that reminds me. My Psychology 101 class, our teacher showed us this chart of Nick Cage box office releases and
drownings.
And drownings.
Yes. Like my god, it's proportional. I love that freaking chart. It's so good.
It's really funny, and I know people drowning isn't funny, but like when Nick Cage has a good year of movies, the amount of people drowning goes up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of people use that as an example to teach that correlation does not equal causation because I don't know. It would depend on the reasons why people are drowning. Like, if they're drowning because, like, they don't like Nick Cage.
They're watching Nick Cage movies in the pool. They fall asleep.
That would be very funny. But
don't fall asleep
Don't
in the
fall
pool.
asleep in the pool while watching Nick Cage. You're going to drown. You're going to drown. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how many people drown this year because of Nick Cage's Renfield movie.
I really hope it stays consistent just so that the meme carries on.
Yeah. And, like, the thing with Nick Cage, too, is, like, he is a good actor.
Nick Cage is great. He really hams it up while playing Dracula in Renfield. But it's hilarious and it's goofy and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. The next thing we are going to talk about is
Star Wars
Celebration.
Oh my God.
Happening in London. So the first thing we'll talk about with Star Wars Celebration is they released an official timeline. So this is the timeline for Star Wars. We got the Dawn of the Jedi, then the Old Republic, then the High Republic, then the Fall of the Jedi, then the Rise of the Empire, then the Age of the Rebellion, then the New Republic, then the Rise of the First Order, then the New Jedi Order.
All right.
Yeah. So we got those kinds of, like,
they announced more movies, right?
They did. So they announced 3 more movies. Dave Filoni will be making a Mandoverse film, like a conclusion to, like, the Mandoverse stuff. So, like, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. Apparently there's going to be a film that concludes all of that. James Mangold is directing a new film. And the last one is a new Jedi Order film starring Daisy Ridley as Rey.
Yeah, that's the one that I heard about.
Yeah. The director for that one is Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. Apparently that's set 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker.
I still haven't seen Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, if it's on TV, you can watch it, but, like, I wouldn't, like, go out of my way to watch it. Over
this summer, I want to consume all of the canon Star Wars stuff.
Like, that's going to take you a while.
I want to start in the prequels, and I want to end in Rise of Skywalker. I
mean...
Like, I want Clone Wars, I want Rebels, I want, like, all of the different Mandalorian shows that are going on right now.
You going to watch Resistance?
Resistance?
It was like that kid animated show that is technically canon, but not.
No. I'm not doing that.
Apparently,
I'm not touching the kid stuff.
The main character of the Resistance show, I'm pretty sure his name is like Kazuto Kazada or something.
What a name.
Or Kaz Kazuto, or I don't know. Something.
That sounds more Star Wars. Kaz Kazuto.
Apparently, his father is in the Ahsoka trailer.
Oh my God! Why?
So they're bringing him in, I guess, or they're connecting it to Resistance, which
you can just have side stories, dog.
Yeah, I mean, Resistance was a kids show. As far as a kids show, I think it was fine. It's really not meant for adults.
Yeah.
But I binge watched it, so. Oh well. Yeah. Anyway, Andor is officially in its production of season 2.
Let's go. I still have to finish season 1.
It's really good. Andy Serkis is returning for Andor, and it'll be released.
I love Andy Serkis. Everything he's in, he blows it out of the park.
I cried episode 10 of Andor. It is so emotional, and like when Andy Serkis walked out on stage for Star Wars Celebration, you'll understand this when you watch it, but he walked out and the audience started chanting "One Way Out," which is what he says in the show. You'll understand it when you watch it, why that's important.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, that's going to come out in August of next year. So,
all right.
That'll be interesting. Skeleton Crew got an update. That's the show with kids and Jude Law, and I guess there's a lightsaber.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of still unclear about what this show actually is. But yeah, apparently it features a lot of kids, and Jude Law is some sort of human.
Okay.
Maybe. I guess we'll see, but yeah. That's still in production. The Acolyte, the first show, or the first Star Wars project ever focused on a Sith, will be in 2024. Apparently there's going to be another Wookiee Jedi. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I hope they do the Sith right. Like, in the lore, they have a lot of, like...
Yeah.
I guess lore. So I hope they're just not like, oh, I'm so grimdark and evil.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
Give me some like actual character behind it.
Yes. I cannot wait because this show sounds really interesting. So it's filming right now, and it'll be out in 2024. Tales of the Jedi is getting a season 2, so that's the one that focused on young Count Dooku and young Ahsoka. It was animated. It was like a 6-part.
I haven't heard of this.
It was like a 6-part miniseries that came out.
Okay.
But yeah, that's getting season 2, so I guess they're gonna pick 2 more people to focus in on. Cause
who would they even focus in on?
Well, I mean, you have a lot of people. You could focus on young Cal Kestis.
True.
You could focus on young Caleb Dune.
Young Boba Fett.
Young Boba Fett. Well, it would be Jedi.
Oh, right.
That's not a Jedi.
Because he's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people in the Jedi Order you could focus on.
Give me young Plo Koon. I love.
You could get a young You could get a young Kit Fisto.
Oh,
Kit Fisto.
dude, I love those.
I love Kit Fisto.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
He is. I love Kit Fisto. Yeah. So the next thing is Ahsoka. Is releasing in August 2023. That got a trailer, which we'll talk about later. But
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson starring as Ahsoka.
Ahsoka's one of the best developed characters in all of
Yeah, she's
Star
really
Wars.
well developed, especially in the Clone Wars. I
Yeah.
am not a particularly huge fan of the Rosario Dawson live action. But
I think she's fine.
yeah, she's fine. I just I love Rosario Dawson. I love Ahsoka.
I wish her
think
makeup
that-
was better.
Yeah,
She just looks very flat.
the head tails look weird too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
It's because
strange.
they're not paying the makeup people enough and they're not giving them enough time.
Yeah. The Bad Batch got
Bad Batch.
announced for a final 3rd season.
All right.
So I'm assuming that you haven't seen season
No.
2? Okay, yeah. There's something big happens at the end of season 2, and listeners, if you've seen Bad Batch, you know what I'm talking about.
Wow, I
poor-
can't believe the batch died. I don't know.
Yeah, but apparently the Bad Batch will come back for a 3rd and final season.
I put too much baking soda in the dough and my batch is bad.
You've created a Bad Batch with too much baking soda.
Yeah.
Bad Batch of cookies.
Bad batch of cookies.
They could make a spin-off show called The Bad Batch of Cookies. It's just a whole bunch of clones baking
a
cookies,
cooking
yeah.
show in Star Wars.
Star Wars cooking show.
Oh my god.
It's just Wrecker cooking cookies with Omega.
I don't know who those are.
You should watch The Bad Batch.
Disney, hire us.
Yes, hire us, please. We'll give you all of the box office monies and all of the
Yes.
streaming monies if you hire us. Yeah, anyway. Visions Volume 2 got a trailer.
Yes, it looked
it'll
awesome.
It'll be 9 episodes. That is releasing on May 4th, as well as Young Jedi Adventures, that kids show that we saw.
Oh my god.
That was
okay.
weird. But yeah, so both of those are coming out on May
In
4th.
regard to Legends, one of the art styles looked a lot like Leica Studios.
You mean Visions?
What did I say?
Legends. That's
Visions.
Marvel. Visions is
Oh.
Star Wars.
Visions. Star Wars Visions. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the art style looked
Yeah.
like Leica Studios.
Yeah. So
Are they making one of them? Or is it just like a similar stop motion style?
No, they allowed 9 studios to produce their own episode.
Yeah.
So each episode will be a different studio. It'll be like Lucasfilm in association with like a Japanese production company or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So that production company is the one that's making Visions.
But it's like 9 of them.
Yeah, 9 different production companies,
Okay.
and they're each getting 1 episode. So like the episodes
Yeah.
aren't actually tied together.
I know. One of the episodes, the art style looked like Leica Studios.
Oh, well, it might be them. I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure. who
Whatever.
does that.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right, trailers. Yeah,
Let's
we got
go.
a lot of trailers. Some of these we'll go in depth for, some of these we won't. But we'll start with Extraction 2, the one with Chris Hemsworth, and it's produced by the Russo brothers.
Yes.
I thought the first one was okay.
Yeah,
the first
I thought
one
it was good too. Like, I watched it with my mom when we were just like bored one night. It was a good time.
Yeah, so he's got a minigun again. He shoots down a helicopter.
Yep.
I think the action looks pretty good in this, especially when he I was a big fan of when he like picked up the riot shield and blocked a Molotov cocktail. That to me looked
was
really
a
cool.
neat scene. Yeah. There were a couple times where the choreography of the action was a little like, I don't know about that.
I think it might be less of the choreography, more of the camera work that's shaky. Because the camera work is what I had a problem with.
That's possible.
Yeah. But
Overall, it looks good.
Pretty interesting, yeah. So, and it'll be interesting to see what's going on with Chris Hemsworth. Next trailer, Blue Beetle.
Let's go.
Yeah. I was worried, like a lot of people, I think, that this movie, that DC was going to make Blue Beetle a little too similar to Ant-Man. But this is completely different.
Yeah,
like
this is not
it's
Ant-Man.
different enough that you can clearly tell that they're separate characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks pretty good. I think the design of the Blue Beetle suit looks really nice.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like it looks in the Injustice 2.
Yeah.
That's where I've seen Blue Beetle before.
Yeah, so I laughed a few times in the trailers.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. And
it'll be good.
Can't wait. This is after the universe reset. So we got The Flash
Right.
and then Blue Beetle.
Okay.
And then Ant-Man, or not Ant-Man, Aquaman, The Lost
Right.
Kingdom, which is, I don't know, it's weird. But
I
this
don't
is
know.
after the universe reset, so hopefully Blue Beetle will continue.
Batman's a fascist. That's all I know.
Batman's a fascist. That joke was hilarious.
That,
I
it
really
is,
looked at that
and
joke.
they're right.
Yeah. It looks like Batman stuff. Batman's a fascist. And yeah, it was very funny. And I'm pretty sure that was George Lopez, right?
Maybe.
His father, I think.
Um,
I think that was his father. It was played by George Lopez.
I'm not sure. Definitely could be. I don't know.
But yeah, it looks good. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Next, we got Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
We got Hobo Nick Fury.
Hobo Nick Fury.
And
I believe the politically correct term is unhoused.
unhoused Nick Fury. But yeah, Nick Fury is he's got the long scraggly beard and he's fighting the Skrulls.
Yeah.
A couple of questions come up with this. First
I thought he
off,
was fighting with the Skrulls.
both.
Oh.
So he's fighting with Skrulls that are fighting against more Skrulls.
That's gonna be confusing.
The rogue faction of Skrulls has invaded the United States government, and Talos and his faction of Skrulls are working with Nick Fury to take down the evil faction of Skrulls.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Amelia Clarke, who previously people thought were playing Abigail Brand because an official GIF by Disney labeled her as Brand.
Oh. What?
Like Abigail Brand.
Okay.
However, it has since been confirmed that she is actually playing Talos' daughter, who was in Captain Marvel.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe she's playing another character called Abigail Brand too, and
two Abigail Brands.
two Abigail Brands. No, there's a human Abigail Brand, and Amelia Clarke is playing the human Abigail Brand, and also Talos' daughter, who is a Skrull, who changes into Abigail Brand. If that makes any sense.
I hate the Skrulls. They make conversations so hard to have.
Yeah, because they're shapeshifters.
Why?
But yeah, so this raises two major questions for me, I think. One, when is this set? Because we also got a Marvels trailer for the Marvels.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
So at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, Nick Fury is in space.
Yes.
And he's talking to Talos.
Yes.
And then No Way Home happens, and Agent Cleary says that Nick Fury has been in space.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the Secret Invasion trailer makes it sound like he's wanted by the federal government, which doesn't make any sense because, Cleary knows where he is. He's in space, and he doesn't,
But in Secret Invasion, he's on the ground. He's doing ground stuff.
Yeah. Well, he was in space.
Going into his own tomb.
I think that, because in the Marvels trailer, he doesn't look like a hobo.
Yeah, he
looks like normal Fury.
Nick Fury.
So it's very unclear when this is set. And also Everett Ross as well, because this looks like after Wakanda Forever, because, he's now a fugitive.
Yeah.
Except Wakanda Forever is way after Far From Home. So, I don't know. The timeline on this is weird. I guess we'll have to wait and see when everything is set. But it looks good. and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
It looks like it's going to be fun.
It looks like they're introducing some version of the Super Skrulls.
The
The Super Skrull in the comics has the powers of the Fantastic Four.
Oh.
So he's got like Thing's arm, he can make invisible force fields, he can stretch out his limbs, and he can light himself on fire. But they obviously don't have the Fantastic Four in here, so they have to switch out. So in the trailer, the main Skrull, I guess instead of Mr. Fantastic's powers, he has Groot's powers.
Yeah, and like duplication and stuff.
Yeah, so he did that in the trailer. So he like you can see him stick out his arm and like wood tendrils come out. So instead of Mr. Fantastic, he has Groot. There was also a box in the trailer that said Cull on it. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure that after Avengers Infinity War, the Department of Damage Control picked up Cull Obsidian's hand from Central Park when Wong did the portal thing and cut it off.
Yeah.
So if the Skrull gets a hold of that, instead of the Thing's power, he has Cull Obsidian's power.
What's Cull Obsidian's power?
He's super strong.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of the Thing's power, he's got Cull Obsidian's power.
He's super strong, has plant arms.
Yep. And
there were like a lot of him.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like, instead of Invisible Woman's powers, he has Captain Marvel's, or not Captain Marvel's, Miss Marvel's powers, because Miss Marvel has the light changing Nor thing.
Oh, gotcha.
So it might be her power, and then I don't know how he's gonna light himself on fire. But we'll see, I guess. So
there's a lot of we'll see, I guess, in this episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of we'll see, I guess. But yeah, it should be interesting to see him fight a Skrull with powers that can make people's powers.
It's gonna be neat.
It's gonna be neat. And I can't wait to see Maria Hill, who's back as and Nick Fury and Talos and maybe Abigail Brand and Everett Ross and Don Cheadle is also in the Secret Invasion.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah, War Machine.
We love him.
That'll be interesting. My guess is, I've said this before, my guess is the current president, President Ritson, is a Skrull. I'm calling it right now. He's a Skrull.
Yeah, that would track.
Yeah. That kind of leads us into the next trailer, which is The Marvels.
Yes.
That I thought looked pretty good. Captain Marvel's not my favorite character, but the trailer looked good. And apparently it's also the most downvoted Marvel trailer ever.
Yeah, because...
For some reason. I don't know.
Because it has 3 female protagonists. What? Like...
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The Marvel fan base is full of a bunch of misogynistic nerds, and so they're, of course, going to vote it down.
Yeah, I don't particularly like Miss Marvel because of or not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. I found the dialogue in the first movie not very nice, and it was clunky and cheesy, but I like Miss Marvel, and Miss Marvel show was really good. I can't wait to see her back.
I think this movie is going to be an opportunity for Captain Marvel to
redeem herself.
Redeem herself
as a character. I agree, and if they can do it, I will like Captain Marvel again.
I really want them to do it. I want this to be an amazing movie.
Yeah. So in the trailer, the villain, she's a Kree accuser. So like Ronin, she's got the big
hammer.
Staff. Yeah, but her name's Dar-Ben.
Dar-Ben.
And she has a bangle on her arm, like Miss Marvel does. And in the trailer, or sorry, not in the trailer, in the Miss Marvel show, they, Kamala Khan's great grandmother, Aisha, got the bangle from a Ten Rings temple, and she took it off of a blue arm.
Wow.
So the blue arm is confirmed, I think, to be Kree. I think this confirms it to be the Kree. Because she is a Kree accuser, and she also has a bangle.
The freaking Kree.
Yeah. Also, Miss Marvel's a mutant. So
well, yeah, because all of the mutants have, like, Kree blood in them.
That's Inhumans. Yeah.
No, that's mutants.
No, that's Inhumans.
But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Those are Inhumans.
They are Inhumans? Yeah. Oh, right. No, my God. I'm so...
The mutants have the X gene.
I'm a fake fan.
Yeah. They stopped the production of the X-Men comics to focused in more on the Inhumans when the X-Men were sold to Fox.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so basically the Inhumans and the X-Men are similar but different.
But why?
Because Inhumans are genetic experiments by the Kree. X-Men just have this gene in them that unlocks a power. But yeah, so Kamala Khan is a mutant. I think we've seen 3 mutants so far. Because we got Kamala Khan, we got Charles Xavier from Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Namor is a mutant too.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's a mutant. I think Monica Rambeau looks good in this trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks good.
She's doing space stuff.
Oh, yeah, the other thing. What's his name? Nick Fury is running an organization called Saber, I guess. Because that's the space station he was on. It says Saber Space Station.
Right, okay.
Fun fact, Saber's not actually a comics thing. So we have no idea what the acronym stands for. It's
fun.
Yeah, the base in the trailer looks a lot like the Peak from the Marvel Comics, which is a base used by Sword. But they already used Sword and arrested the director of Sword, so they can't use Sword anymore. So
now they need Saber.
So Saber, and I don't know. There are a lot of organizations, I guess, because Shield's still around, and there's Shield, Sword, Saber.
Give us Helmet.
Yeah, there was a joke in Agents of Shield. What's her name? Yo-Yo says.
I love Yo-Yo. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's talking to Mac, and she goes, "What? Doesn't Shield have like a space organization called Spear or something?" And I think that would be really funny if there was an organization called Spear.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but we currently have no idea what Saber stands for. So that's
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll see if they actually call it the Peak, because they just labeled it as Saber Space Station. So we'll see, I guess.
Strategic Aerial Bureau Reconnaissance Enterprise. I don't know.
It's SABER, not SABRE.
What?
Yeah.
But SABRE is the correct way to spell saber.
Wait. I'm pretty sure it's SABER.
Wait, am I just like wrong?
Hold on. Look,
You have the Marvel wiki bookmarked?
Yes, because I am an editor. I am an editor on.
I can't make too much fun of you.
It is SABER.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Saber. SABER.
I swear
Yeah, there
that
it is. This is the image from the trailer.
Yeah, I could read it.
SABER. So, I guess we'll see what it stands for. But yeah.
Okay, I looked up the kind of sword, saber. It's SABRE.
Oh, I guess they spelled it wrong.
reversed.
Oh well.
Who does that?
Probably
What?
to fit an acronym.
God.
But
Just
yeah.
rearrange your letters. I mean words, not letters.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the Marvels. That's coming out in November.
Yes.
So that'll be pretty nice. Secret Invasion in June 21st. Next trailer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. This
Let's
was
go!
a very fun trailer. I liked this new trailer. We got a couple of things. Obviously, the Spot.
Yes,
The Spot is in this trailer. He's got bread falling out of his belly.
Amazing.
We got a mention of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man from No Way Home. Doctor Strange and that nerd from Earth 1999.
Yeah.
Which is, I thought it was funny, and for a long time they've been calling the MCU 616 when in fact it is 199999. There's 5 nines.
Nine.
But yeah, I think Oscar Isaac is good. Haley Steinfeld is Gwen Stacy, also very good.
I love all the spider people in the background.
Yeah. I don't think that meme, the Spider-Man pointing meme, will ever get old.
It really
I think
won't.
it's timeless.
It's just funny.
It's just really funny. Yeah.
Oh my god! And when he said over like an intercom or something, "Oh, arrest Spider-Man," and they all just pointed at each other.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect execution.
This is very, very funny. I cannot wait for this movie.
Yeah, and the art style. Oh my god.
Art style looks amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is American anime. Thank you.
Yeah. One thing I appreciated about this trailer, among the other things that I appreciated about this trailer, but another thing is when Miles' parents are meeting with, I don't know if that's the school counselor or the principal or what.
Parent-teacher conference.
Yeah, but the teacher's like, oh, he's got good grades, he's got an A, and then his parents are very happy, and then she says
he has a B. In Spanish.
Their parents did exactly what my parents would have done, which is as soon as they heard a B, they would be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I
my
thought that was very
gosh.
funny.
Oh my god! What I really love about that scene is that she starts speaking to him in Spanish.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah.
And I found the scene where Miles says whatever, and then his mom gets really mad. That was funny too, because my mom would say that if I ever said whatever to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can't wait for this. It seems like it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
I'm hyped.
I'm excited too. It was a very, very nice trailer. Okay. Barbie.
Barbie! You're a Ken.
I famously do not like Barbie. I'm a Ken.
Yeah, you're a Ken.
Ken.
Yep.
They should have got Ken Jeong to play a Ken. That would have been funny. Yeah, this is not coming out on the same day as Oppenheimer.
I'm so
Oppenheimer
sad.
got delayed.
I wanted to see them both.
And I'm sad because I wanted to spite Barbie by seeing Oppenheimer twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's a little unclear about what the plot of this movie is. I guess
What is the plot?
I don't know, but
There's definitely singing numbers.
different Kens, different Barbies, other people, I guess, who from the Barbie world.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Barbie song will not be in this movie.
Thank God.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's still coming out. And,
I want to know what the plot
21st.
is so I can like pass judgment on it, but I can't.
Yeah.
It looks goofy and funny.
Yeah, I mean, Simu Liu is in this movie, so maybe I'll go see it. We'll see. I don't know. I dislike Barbie a very big amount, but we'll see. Next trailer, we got a final trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This is my most anticipated movie of this year.
Yeah.
So I am very excited for it. I love Indiana Jones. I think he's very, very good, and this trailer made my hype look great. I think this kind of confirmed it would be time travel.
Oh, yeah, 100%
Yeah, because the Nazis are trying to bring back or fix Hitler's mistakes, I guess, and
Mads Mikkelsen.
yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen.
I
is
love
in this.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes, he's in this. Oh, I love Mads Mikkelsen. He's such a great actor, and Lars Mikkelsen is going to be in a role which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But yeah, so Mads Mikkelsen, amazing.
Yes.
I can't wait for him. Mads Mikkelsen, Antonio Banderas, Harrison Ford, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, whoever plays Sala, I forgot his name. Toby Jones is in this movie. It's looking great. Can't wait to see it.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah, more Indiana Jones shenanigans. So, can't wait to see it. Yeah, next thing, Star Wars Celebration trailers. Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yep. Lars Mikkelsen will be Grand Admiral Thrawn from Rebels.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's not from Rebels, but he was in Rebels.
No, he is from Rebels.
No, he's not. He's from the Thrawn books.
The Thrawn books were written after Rebels came out.
No, they were
Pretty sure.
not.
Were they not?
They were not.
When did the Thrawn books come out?
Like, when there was a bunch of non-canon Star Wars stuff written, and then it was
Really?
canonized by Rebels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I gotta
No.
read the Thrawn books at some point.
My dad was talking to me about Thrawn before Rebels came out.
Oh, okay. All right.
He was like
Interesting.
going on and on about how good these books were, and I was like, Dad, what do you mean?
I gotta read the books at some point.
Yeah.
I know I loved Thrawn in Rebels. I can't wait to see him in live action,
Yeah.
especially played by Lars Mikkelsen. So that'll be nice. Obviously, we got live action versions of Harrison Dula and Ezra Bridger and
Yes.
Sabine Wren and
Yes.
Chopper the droid.
Chopper!
Yep, we got a live action Lothcat too, and we see Lothal in the trailer. So that'll be nice. I really am excited for this.
Wasn't Zeb in The Mandalorian?
He was, yes. I saw a promotional image for that.
Yeah.
He is in The Mandalorian. So we got the full Gross crew.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's exciting.
You love to see.
Apparently, one of the senators is the father of a kid from Rebels, or not Rebels, Resistance. That kids show that is technically canon, but nobody watches.
Why?
I forgot what his name is. I'm pretty sure it's like Kazuto Kazada or Kaz something. I know they call him Kaz in the show. I'm not sure if it's like Kaz Kazuto or Kazuto Kazada. I don't know. Something.
Kaz
They call him
Kazuto
Kaz.
sounds more Star Wars.
Yeah. Apparently, his father is in the Ahsoka trailer. He's sitting in the ring of senators, I guess.
Fun.
But yeah, that kids show that nobody watches, they're making canon. But I watched because I was a nerd.
Speaking of kids shows that nobody watches.
Yes, we got a trailer for Young Jedi Adventures.
Why? Okay,
Also
I
coming
know
out on May
why.
4th.
Because they need like stuff for kids. There's
Yeah.
so much bad crap out there that kids watch.
Yep.
I'm going to make my sister make my nephew watch it. Gonna start him on Star Wars early.
Yeah. The one character I liked in this show was Nubs.
Nubs.
Nubs. I like these like weird alien characters.
Yeah.
So Nubs is a very fun character, I think. I probably won't watch this. It's not canon. It's released on Disney Junior. It's not for me. I don't think I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, also coming out on May 4th, we got a trailer for Visions Volume 2.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for that. I saw the first volume. I really liked it. I was a big fan of it. I can't wait to see these 9 new episodes.
Yes.
And I think it's great. I love all the different animation styles. Looks amazing. Yeah, it's just very fun, and I can't wait to see it. I especially liked the Sith fighting the girl with the orange lightsaber.
Yeah.
That animation style, I think,
That was really
is
cool.
my favorite. Yeah.
I liked her lightsaber design.
Oh yeah, and like, I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but the lightsaber isn't straight.
Yeah,
It's curved.
It looks like a katana.
Yeah.
I think it was like thinner too.
Yeah. I think that's the first lightsaber we've ever seen that isn't like completely straight, because even the dark saber is straight. Because
This might be like expanded universe, but there have been like light whips and stuff.
Oh, I think they actually have a light whip in Clone Wars.
I think. I don't know. I haven't actually seen Clone Wars. I just know a lot about Star Wars.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll be very interesting to see.
Woo!
Can't wait for it. We got the final gameplay trailer for Jedi Survivor.
It looks good.
It looks like a good game. The graphics look great.
Yeah.
I love everything. Cal Kestis throws a scout trooper into a TIE fighter.
Yeah. It was a
That was
really
very
funny
yeah.
shot.
I really liked it. I will probably have to play Fallen Order first before I play this game.
Yeah, me
But,
too.
Yeah.
I don't have the time.
Yeah, I probably don't either. Especially since I'm down here now. My Xbox is like 2 hours away from me.
Yeah, I'm busy trying to 100% Factorio.
Yeah, and I am going through the MCU games. I'm currently playing the Iron Man game from 2008.
You're still playing it?
Yeah, because I only go home like...
Oh, right,
once a
because you have to go home to play it.
Yeah, and the graphics are not so great. The cutscenes are not great. The gameplay itself is fine, but like the cutscenes are not that great because Tony Stark looks like he had his face smashed in by an egg.
An egg?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird description, but anyway, yeah. So Jedi Survivor coming out. That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
We got, moving on from Star Wars Celebration, we got a trailer for The Voyage of the Last Demeter.
The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh yeah, the last voyage of the Demeter.
I am so sick of Dracula and vampires. There's so much of it.
Yep.
It feels like every month there's a new vampire thing that's
Yep.
released, and half the time in the flippin' trailer, someone says, "Oh, it's Dracula," and then they die or something. And
Yeah.
I'm just, oh my god. Just let it be this, like, creepy vampire creature. You don't have to specifically say that it's Dracula.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't look that good.
It really doesn't.
I mean, at best, maybe it'll be fine, but I don't think it'll be anything too exceptional. And I don't know. I probably won't see this.
I'm not going to. I'm boycotting this.
You're boycotting this?
Yeah.
Yeah. The next trailer we got was a John Wick prequel called The Continental.
I'm excited.
It does look good. There was no talking in the trailer. It was just music and action, and I think it was good. They're also making another John Wick spinoff called The Ballerina.
Ooh.
So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, The Continental looks good, I think. And finally, we got a trailer for a movie called Fool's Paradise. May 12th.
Don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look all that great. Ken Jeong's in it. Charlie Day. Jason Bateman. Jason Sudeikis.
Who's the main guy?
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Yeah.
I loved him in Pacific Rim.
Yeah, he was good.
He was amazing.
Yeah, there was another... What other movie was he in? It wasn't Tag. I think maybe it was Game Night. Charlie Day was in another comedy movie that I really liked, but I forgot what the title was. But yeah, so The Fool's Paradise is a movie that may or may not be good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He's mute and, like, can't talk.
Yeah.
But he becomes a celebrity just by, like, being there or something. I don't know.
I guess another film set in Old Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Old Hollywood is really popular.
With medical malpractice and everything.
Yep. Yep. I really liked that joke at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where he's like, this is a rare case of blah, 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 blah. And the girl's like, what are we going to do with him? And he goes, the state won't pay for any of it, so we're going to set him free.
Put him on a bus.
Yep. Put him on a bus.
Because that's what they did back then. And that's what they do now.
Yeah.
Our medical system is inherently flawed. Sorry, I'm getting political again.
Yeah, but I may or may not see this movie. We'll see. Now, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Non-spoilers first, and then we will go
Dungeons
to
and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Yes. Hasbro was so confident in this movie that they released an early screening the Sunday before it came out.
Yeah. It was good.
It was good.
It was really good.
I saw it. I loved it.
Me too.
I think it was great. Actually, before I saw this, I watched the first Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh my god.
That came out back in 2000. That one had Jeremy Irons in it. It is not
bad.
Not great. There's a character called Snails.
Snails.
But he's not slow, and he never interacts with a snail, so it's kind of unclear why he's called Snails.
Okay.
Like, he has...
that is kind of like a D&D party, though.
Yeah.
Because you will have just, like, weirdly named
yeah.
characters for no reason.
Yeah, but this is, like, way better, miles better.
It's so good!
Than the first Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I loved it.
You, I think, know a lot more about Dungeons and Dragons lore than I do.
Yes, especially the Forgotten Realms. I know a bit.
This is set in the Forgotten Realms campaign, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a campaign, it's a world, but whatever.
Right, yeah. The world is... One of the things I loved about this, and it was in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, and I just want to know if it's, like, a thing in the Forgotten Realms, is the corgi-looking dragon, the big chubby one that looks like a corgi?
I don't think so. I've never heard of it before.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so he's not a thing.
I love him.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff funny. That would be in D&D.
A very chubby dragon.
Chubby dragon.
Chasing you, yeah.
Yes. It's perfect.
Yeah. I loved this movie. I thought Chris Pine was great. Michelle Rodriguez was great.
God.
Sophia
Everyone
Lillis
was great.
Great.
Everyone knocked it out of the park.
Yes. I was, like, trying to figure out where I recognized Sophia Lillis from. She plays the Tiefling. She was young Beverly Marsh from It. She played young Beverly Marsh.
Oh.
That's where I recognized her from. And I kept going, without the horns, without the tail, who does she look like? But, yeah, so... the entire thing was great. I loved the opening scene.
Yeah.
I thought it was very funny.
Everyone knew, like, exactly what their character was like.
Yep.
And, like, what the tone was. And everyone just, like... amazing. It was fantastic. Go watch this movie.
I loved how this worked, and it is essentially Guardians of the Galaxy, but D&D.
I hate that. I hate that you're right. Oh my god. No, why? Oh, you ruined it for me.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's a bad thing, though. Like, it works.
Does that count as spoilers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, like, it's in the trailers. But it's essentially a D&D Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love Chris Pine's character and Michelle Rodriguez's character. I love what's-his-name, who plays the evil guy. Forge. Yeah. The Red Wizards of Thay.
Yes.
I really liked them.
Holy crap.
The design I thought was great. I love the battle scenes and the tone of this movie. The Underdark is in the trailer. I loved the Underdark. That was very good. This movie is very funny. I laughed a whole bunch of times in this movie.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
The whole theater was laughing.
Whole theater was laughing, yeah. It was great.
It was genuinely amazing.
Yes. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other non-spoiler things before we get into spoilers. I talked about the Corgi Dragon.
All of the portrayals of all of the monsters were perfect.
Yes. Oh, I was a big fan of the owl bear.
Yeah.
I really liked the design of the owl bear. I thought
Okay.
it looked like completely flawless.
There's controversy around the owl bear.
Oh, because
it's technically a monstrosity.
Right, yeah.
You know what I say? Can I swear? Can I swear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck that. It's D&D. You do what you want. And the druid, she was wild shaping a lot and like swapping from one wild shape to the other, just like back to back to back to back. And you can't do that in D&D.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't give a shit. It was cool.
Yeah.
There's a thing in D&D called Rule of Cool, where if it's cool and everyone at the table is okay with it, specifically the DM, if everyone's cool with it, it just happens. It just works, and it's cool.
Yeah, I agree. This movie is funny and silly, which is exactly what a D&D campaign should be.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I also thought, like, beyond the funniness and the craziness of this movie, it also manages to be an emotional story about a father and his daughter.
Yes.
Which I really appreciated.
It does, and it does a really good job of it, too.
Because it's emotional and it's funny, which is a hard line to walk, but they walked it perfectly, I think. But, yeah, I really liked it. I think the actress who plays his daughter is really cool.
Yeah.
She also plays Adam Driver's daughter in 65.
Oh, my God. That's why she looked familiar.
Yeah, she's only in the movie for, like, 2 minutes, though. Before Adam Driver gets lost on the other planet, so. But yeah, anyway. Any other non-spoilery things that we can talk about? Before we move to spoilers. Yeah. I don't think so. I appreciated the tournament at the end. I forgot what the games are called. They're called something.
Something Sun Games.
Something Sun Games, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really appreciated Justice Smith's character, the sorcerer who doesn't believe in himself.
Yes.
And, yeah, that was, I think, a very fun aspect, and I loved the internal conflict that he has throughout the entire movie, and the fact that he only can do things when he's really afraid and he doesn't believe in himself, and by the end he does believe in himself. It's a very, very corny plot thread, but it works well.
It does.
They made it
100%.
work well, and I really like that. I also like the fact that he comes from like this long line of like
wizards.
Famous wizards and sorcerers.
Yeah, and he's a sorcerer.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Oh yeah, one thing.
Yeah.
The dialogue. Between the characters.
Oh yes.
And how like it's very what's called naturalistic, which is where it's like trying to sound like how people really talk.
Right. Yeah.
And they do it in a way that makes it feel like there are parts where it's not naturalistic, and there are parts where it's naturalistic. And I think the naturalistic parts are supposed to be the players talking to each other as the characters.
Yes.
And I loved that.
I love it too, and I definitely think that this movie was worth the price of admission.
100%.
In fact, it might be even
Especially because it went for free.
Yeah.
With AMC stubs.
Oh, you got AMC stuff.
I did.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah.
My friends have made so much fun of me for it. Every time we go to the movies now,
Yes.
which has been like twice,
Yeah.
they
I mean, if you
mercilessly mock me.
If you go twice in a month, which is the amount that normal people go, it pays for itself.
Yeah. I've already gone to 2 movies.
Yep.
Boom, done.
Yeah, it might even be worth multiple prices of admission. I would see this movie multiple times even if I didn't have AMC stubs.
I don't think I would see it multiple times. I think I would see it once, really like it, and then watch it again in like 6 years.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I might see it once, and after liking it, I would get more friends to see it, and then I might...
That's fair. I did go with like 7 other people, though.
Yeah. What would be really cool is if you were playing a D&D campaign and you went with your campaign to watch the D&D movie.
Well, I kind of did.
Oh, all right.
Everyone except Ashton was there. It was a good time.
Nice.
Made me want to play more D&D.
Oh, yes, another thing. I really liked the fact that Chris Pine's character is a bard.
Yes, and he never casts any spells.
Yep.
All he does is bardic inspiration and hit people with his lute. I love it.
I love how many times he hits people with the lute.
I know, it's
very
so
funny.
good.
Yeah.
And I think they're supposed to be like playing off of the joke of like, you know, sometimes spellcasters forget that they're spellcasters.
Yeah. I know, I've definitely done that before.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. I did this one campaign where I was a ranger and I rarely casted any spells. I casted maybe once, I think, at the beginning.
I mean, rangers are half casters, though.
They are
so
half casters.
it's understandable.
That is true.
And also, ranger spells kind of suck.
Yeah, and I went. I took the trickster path. There's a special name for it, but I forgot what
Arcane
it was.
trickster?
Yeah.
That's rogue.
No, sorry, not arcane trickster. No, when you're a ranger, you can pick like a certain. I think it's like a god or something, and then you get you go down a special path. I don't know. Most classes have that
Paladin?
No, it's not a paladin. I was definitely a ranger.
You pick like a specialty of like things that you're good at fighting. I don't know. I've never actually played a ranger.
Now I'm curious. I have to look this up
God.
on D&D Beyond, which is
Imagine using D&D Beyond.
I love D&D Beyond.
You just use the D&D wiki dot.
Wait.
It's
why
free.
Isn't this? Okay. Hold on. Ranger class. Ranger 5e.
Yeah.
Wiki dot.
Hey, there you go. You got it.
Let's see. Oh, conclaves. That's what they're called.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
okay.
the trickster conclave.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, that's the reason I didn't have many spells to begin with because rangers are half casters, and then on top of that I picked the trickster category, which just doesn't give you any spells either. So that was fun. But yeah, anyway, I think is that it for spoilers or it for non-spoilers?
I'd say so.
Definitely go see it.
I
If
don't
you
really have
haven't.
anything else to say.
All right.
good.
Here is your warning for spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, click off now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I can't believe that everyone dies. I'm gonna make that joke every time.
We will never get rid of that joke.
It's funny.
It is funny. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
We here at Script Supervisors supervise the script, and whenever at the end of the script we just write Thanos snap, everyone dies.
And then everyone died. Happily
everyone
never
died.
after.
Happily never after. Deadpool shows up with the Infinity Gauntlet at the end, snaps everybody out.
Why Deadpool?
I don't know. Because Deadpool. But
Okay.
anyway.
One person does die, but they're revived.
Yes. We can talk about that first. I thought it was very emotional how he let his wife go because Helga was more of a mother to his daughter than his wife ever was.
Yeah, it was a really great moment.
Very great moment, very selfless. And it was great. Yeah. I liked what's it called, the Tablet of Resurrection?
Something like that.
Yeah, the Tablet of the Undead. That's not it.
I don't know.
But yeah, so the opening scene I wanted to talk about, because I thought the opening scene was very funny.
Yes.
They're bringing this, like, big, huge ogre-looking creature to the dungeon, and they lock him inside the cell, and he hits on Michelle Rodriguez.
And then she beats the crap out of
him. And what I found the most hilarious about that opening scene is they escape, and we find out that they were going to be set free anyway.
Yeah, they were going to be set free. That is how D&D is. The DM will, be ready to let you out of prison, and you will be hatching your escape plan, and everything will go wrong.
Yep. And
that actually happened to me.
I love
in my group.
The way that they escaped, too, because their escape plan was essentially just push the Aarakocra outside of the window and hope that he flies.
Yeah. And then he didn't fly very well.
Yeah.
Poor Jonathan.
Oh
my god.
Yeah, that was very funny, and I liked the joke at the end where Forge tries to do the exact same thing, but
and
he
it's
runs
not
into
a window anymore.
Yeah. Poor Jonathan.
Jonathan.
The Aarakocra is a species that hasn't existed for a long while, and it's nice to see them in there, because I think Aarakocra is a fairly recent species, isn't it?
I know that they were in the monster manual of 5e. So
okay,
7 years.
Well, Aarakocras I think are very cool.
Yeah.
The one thing I was disappointed about this movie, though, there were no monks in this movie. I'm a big fan of monks. I play a lot of monks. I want there to be monks.
Was there a warlock? Because I really like warlocks.
I guess that's fair. There wasn't a warlock. And I guess there weren't a lot of other things.
There wasn't a rogue.
No blood hunters.
Unless, is Forge a rogue?
Maybe.
Also, blood hunter is not real.
Isn't it?
It's fan content.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it got adapted into the...
Maybe.
I thought Wizards of the Coast made it official.
Oh.
I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But,
Matt Mercer made it. That's all I know.
Yeah. Monks. I love monks. I'm a big fan of monks. I have played too many monks in my D&D campaigns.
There weren't any clerics either.
There weren't any clerics, that's true. Or wasn't... No, I guess... Because I thought I remembered them mentioning something about a cleric. I don't remember that, though. But they...
I don't think so. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I liked a lot of the stuff in here. I thought Red J. John Page's character, the Paladin, he was very nice. I liked the fact that he's basically the Drax of the group, and he takes everything literally.
Yes. He's very clearly a DM player character.
Yeah.
Where the DM has their own character that they play with. Because he guides the plot and has wisdom and the silly things. Another
thing I liked was the fact that I keep forgetting Chris Pine's character's name. What's his name?
Oh golly.
I remember everything else, but not his name. Edgin, right. I love the fact how he just has a problem with everybody. Because there's this one point where what's his name is asking someone else about something, and he goes, "What's up with him?" And he goes, "Oh, I think it was Helga said, oh, he's got a problem with them." And 5 minutes later, he goes, "What's wrong with him?" And he goes, "Oh, he's got a problem with them too." Because it was a problem with the Thayans and then the organization that he was at the first thing.
Yeah, the Harpers.
Yeah, the Harpers. Yeah. But yeah, I thought the Wizards of Thay were very nice, especially at the end when she uses that horn thingy to control everybody, but they get everybody out by dropping money in the middle of the street.
It's very D&D.
It's very D&D, especially
she's actively infecting everyone with zombie plague stuff, and they start dropping money outside of the arena, and And so everyone leaves, and it's happily ever after. Boom, done.
There was a Mimic, too, in here.
Yes!
Yeah, that was very nice
Because you need a Mimic in a D&D thing.
Yep.
Mimics are a classic.
Yeah. There was that, like, panther-looking thing with the...
The Displacer Beast.
Yeah, the Displacer Beast.
Yes!
That was a very cool thing. I actually
they did
didn't
it
know that
so
that
well.
existed. Yeah. It was very cool.
Yeah.
I liked that. The maze at the end where they're all running around reminds me a lot of... it reminds me a lot of what a D&D campaign would be. It's just you running around, running into random things, and like opening a chest, and then the chest tries to eat you because it's a mimic. But yeah.
You see a Displacer Beast, but then it's not real. The Displacer Beast is actually next to you, about to eat you, and your friend saves you. Mm-hmm. You jump into a gelatinous cube to escape the thing that you're in.
Yep. It's very funny.
Amazing. Who thinks of this shit?
Yeah, it is very funny. I also liked the plan that they had to get into the vault, where they sneak the painting in, and then they cut a hole in the painting, and they use the portal gun wand.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't remember.
It's basically a portal gun.
It's a portal gun. It's literally just a portal gun.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, it's very fun.
And I love how they discovered that they had it after he broke the bridge.
Yeah.
And it's very clearly the DM going, okay, you broke the bridge. You notice that Doric has a magic item on her person, and you recognize it as a wand of portals.
What, my walking stick? Because that's what it is at first.
Yeah,
walking stick.
Literally, what, my walking stick?
Oh, the halfling is very funny too. The fact that Helga was married to a halfling.
Oh my god, and he's so small.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, she's eyeing up another halfway.
Yeah. I thought it was very fun.
Oh man.
I love a good thievery movie.
Yes.
So this had a lot of that. Obviously, the subtitle is Honor Among Thieves.
It's a magical heist movie.
It is a magical heist movie. I loved heist movies.
But they're also saving the world.
Yeah.
Or, I guess saving a city.
Yeah. Yeah, but I liked that too. I really liked... I keep forgetting Sophia Lil's character's name. The tiefling.
Doric.
I
only remember because I know it's a kind of column.
Yeah. Doric was great. I loved all the different animals she turns into.
Yes.
I also love when they're describing the plans and it shows her running out. And then immediately after she escapes, it turns back to... I forgot who said it, but...
A deer.
So she did turn into a deer.
Yeah. So we did need a deer.
Yeah. That was very funny. Simon, I think, is great as a character. The fact that he's stealing... Like, he's gotten better, but not great. Yeah. And he still doesn't believe in himself, but he's robbing everybody.
Yeah.
And I loved the gravity spell that he uses at the beginning.
Reverse gravity.
Reverse gravity.
Good stuff.
That was very funny. Oh, another thing I recognized was Time Stop.
Yes.
Because I have used that.
That's a 9th level spell.
Yeah, and from my understanding, Time Stop works like this. You can stop time, but you can't directly harm anybody. You can only move other objects, so you cannot, like, make anybody bleed or, like, kill anybody, but you can, like...
You can't attack, but you can cast spells and move and manipulate objects.
Right. So, when I first learned about Time Stop, my DM described it to me as a spell that lets you do Home Alone shenanigans. Which is, I think, completely accurate to what Time Stop is.
No, that's good.
Yeah. It lets you do Home Alone shenanigans. And I think that was very funny.
I love the fight with the Big B's hands.
Huh? Wait.
There's a spell, Big B's hand. You create a big hand. Yes. I like how hers was made of, like, gross spectral flesh, and his was just, like, the cobblestones beneath them. Yeah, it was just
the rocks. Yeah.
Amazing.
It was very funny. Yeah, I loved that, too. The fight scene at the end, amazing. Fantastic. I loved everybody using their own unique powers.
Yep, good stuff, good stuff.
The Owlbear does to the Red Wizard what Hulk does to Thor.
Yes! Oh my god.
Or Loki, I guess. He
Loki.
like, picks her up and thrashes. Yeah.
We said the same freaking word. I do that so much with people.
Yeah. It's...
Quantum entanglement. Our brains are the same for that specific moment.
Yep. So yeah, that was very fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else? Oh, we can talk about sequel potential. What I think that this has a potential to make a Dungeons and Dragons 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There have already been 3 Dungeons and Dragons movies, so.
And this is the first good one.
This is the first good one. Like, watching the original Dungeons and Dragons, the CGI and the animation is so bad.
Yeah.
And,
I bet.
like, you can almost see the computer, lines of animation still in the movie, and it's funny. There's also this drunk dwarf in the movie that's hilarious. But yeah, I think this definitely has potential for a sequel.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of different ways that they could take the sequel. They could tell a completely different story. They could tell like a semi-related story, or they could tell an actual campaign. Mm-hmm. In one of the campaigns from Tales from the Yawning Portal, you actually go after the Red Wizards of Thay, and you like infiltrate Thay, and it's really fun.
Okay,
and you actually take down Zaz Tom, the big bad of the movie, so they could totally just like the story is there. All they have to do is like write a script about it.
Right. Yeah. The other thing I liked about this movie was the fact that they didn't have real people playing Dungeons and Dragons at the end.
Yes.
Because I think that takes away from you being in the Forgotten Realms and in this world that they've created.
It would have been fun to have a fourth wall break, but I also think that it would have taken stuff away from it, and I'm glad that they didn't.
Right. Yeah. I hope they don't do that for the second movie, if there is a second movie. But I think that this was... I don't think it didn't break its budget, but I think that it was well enough received that it could get a sequel. And I think
Definitely.
Wizards of the Coast will get a sequel. Because I know that Hasbro, which owns Wizards of the Coast, wants Wizards of the Coast to make more money. Because the thing with D&D is... you can do it without anything. Like, all you need is pencil and paper.
Yeah.
You don't even need the manuals. I mean, the manuals are helpful, but if you know the rules, you don't really need the manuals. But...
if you can remember everything...
yeah, so it's not
then you don't even need pencil and paper.
Yeah, because it's not
just
a very
dice.
monetized game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even with dice, you don't even need dice. You could just download a random number generator on your phone and use that.
You got it right there.
But, yeah, so they want Wizards of the Coast to monetize their stuff more, which means more Dungeons and Dragons, and I feel like a sequel might be a good thing. And I would watch a sequel.
I would watch a sequel. I'd 100% watch a sequel.
Yeah, me too. I think that would be the best course of action. And not just canceling it. They could also do a sequel that is set in the same world, but not the same characters.
Yeah, totally.
I think that would work as well. You could also do a sequel with his daughter, when his daughter's all grown up.
That's true.
You could have a aged up Brad Pitt as an old grandpa.
Ha.
That would be funny.
Do you remember Chris Pine?
I said Brad Pitt again,
You did
didn't I?
say Brad Pitt.
Oh, why do I keep confusing Brad Pitt and Chris Pine?
It happens.
Yeah, but
really
you could have an
doesn't.
aged up Chris Pratt. Oh,
Dude, it is only 6:24 p.m.
Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Brad Pitt.
You're going full dementia mode on me.
Yeah, just... they could have an aged up Chris Pine as an old grandpa. I said the right name this time, and it would...
They could also do a little trolling and tell a D&D story in a completely other world.
Yeah.
Like, they could put it in Dragonlance or Eberron or, like, any of the other ones.
Yep. Yeah, I think that would work really well. And
I'd love to see something in Eberron, because then I could get a Warforged character. Please, give me a Warforged character to simp over.
I played a campaign where there was this Warforged who could disguise himself as an elf.
Nice.
It was very fun.
I'm currently playing as a Warforged in my
really?
campaign. Yeah.
I usually stick to tieflings or humans as races, and then I go either ranger or monk.
Hmm.
Yeah. I will also play a thief from time to time because I love thieves and I love sleight of hands and I love gambling and making people lose their money when they don't know they're losing their money.
Yeah, I like halflings, gnomes, tieflings, and warforged.
Mm-hmm.
I've also played a bunch of other races as characters, and I typically play spellcasters, like warlock, sorcerer, wizard.
Yeah. One of my greatest memories from high school was playing this D&D campaign that lasted for 4 years.
Damn.
Yeah. And at the end, it was really emotional. A lot of us were crying.
Yeah.
Because it just came to this resolution, and it was so amazing. Joseph, if you're listening to this podcast, you are the best DM ever, and I stand by that statement. I can't wait for you to write the book. Anyway, yeah.
That's how a lot of the current like D&D worlds came to be. Was they were like homebrew campaigns that then got turned into books and then got the rights bought by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Anything else for Dungeons and Dragons?
Not really. It's good. Go see it.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. This movie deserves to be seen.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it might be in the contenders for the top 10s of the year.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't think of anything else.
No, I got nothing.
All right. With that, we can move on to the watch list.
The watch list.
What have you been watching this
What
month?
have I been watching? I watched Taika Waititi's What We Do in the Shadows, the movie, not the show. Oh, it's amazing. I saw it the first time like years and years ago, but I rewatched it because my boyfriend was having like a movie night with friends, and I came over and hung out. I want to be watching Star Wars, and I want to be watching Marvel stuff, and there's a bunch of other stuff that I want to be watching that all my friends are like, oh my god, it's so good, you need to watch it. And I said, yeah, I'll get to it sometime. And then I don't watch anything, so I have like nothing for you. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Is there anything that you're planning on watching for next month?
Oh, I just remembered. I did watch one thing by myself. Lord of War.
Oh, what is that?
That is a movie about forgot his name. He's a weapons dealer.
A weapons dealer.
Yeah. A Ukrainian immigrant to the U.S. Who becomes a weapons dealer. And Nick Cage plays him. Does an amazing job.
Very nice.
As a Ukrainian American, I wasn't born in Ukraine, but I'm mostly Ukrainian. I don't know, it's good.
We love a good Nick Cage movie.
We do love good Nick Cage movies.
All right. Yeah. Anything that you're planning on watching for next month?
Oh my god, I don't know. Any recommendations?
Andor. Finish Andor.
Okay.
Please. I'd love to talk about Andor.
All right.
And maybe finish The Mandalorian, and we can talk about that for next month.
Well,
too,
I have to watch Book of Boba Fett, and
Right.
then Season 2, and then Season 3.
Okay, I guess watch Bad Batch then. Because Bad Batch is shorter.
But in order to understand Bad Batch, I have to watch the Clone Wars.
Oh, man. That's why you want to watch all the Star Wars stuff.
That's why I want to start at the beginning and watch chronologically. So that I can fucking torture myself.
Well.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what I have been watching. I have watched a lot of things, and saw 65 with my girlfriend.
Was it good?
Disappointment.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Called it.
Disappointment.
100% called
I
it.
did not like it. I mean, Jurassic Park kind of cornered the market on dinosaurs, and this had the potential to be good, and it just wasn't.
Mm.
This movie also only has 5 actors in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the Adam Driver's kid, Adam Driver's wife, Adam Driver's adopted kid, and then the voice of the technology. And that's it. But yeah, it was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
I watched Zoe 101, which was a Nickelodeon show. from a long time ago. It's pretty good. As far as children's comedy sitcoms go, it's good.
Does that next one say Drake and Josh?
It does say Drake and Josh.
Oh my god.
I did watch Drake and Josh. I've seen 3.5 seasons, so
Okay.
I'm almost at the end. I don't think that I like this show as much as normal people do. I am not a big fan of Josh Peck. I find him kind of annoying, and I mean, I like Drake Bell, and I think some of the plot lines are funny. My favorite character is definitely Megan. I love the fact that she tortures her brothers. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Josh Peck. Anyway, I also watched Stephen King's
Okay.
It, and It Chapter 2.
Yep.
So I watched all the It stuff.
Clowns.
The miniseries was fine from a long time ago. It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 are both fine. I think Chapter 2 is better than Chapter 1. I also think that I really appreciated that they did this because when they were casting It Chapter 1, they had the cast for the adults, and they picked kids who looked like the adults. So the adults all look like the kids, and it is amazing just how much they look like their younger counterparts. And I really, really enjoyed that. Bill Skarsgård is also amazing as Pennywise, and he can do that weird thing with his eye.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it's so creepy, and I really loved his version of Pennywise. I would love a Stephen King extended universe, but
No.
because all of his books apparently exist in the same universe.
Nothing needs an extended universe. Why?
I would love to see one.
Just tell new stories, please.
Anyway, so yeah, apparently there's going to be an It prequel series called Welcome to Derry.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting to see. I watched the rom-com She's All That with my girlfriend from like 1985.
I've heard it's
whenever.
good.
It is good. I like it. It's not the best thing ever made, but it's like on the higher end of good.
All
and
right.
it's definitely a classic that people should watch. I ended up rewatching all of Manifest.
Why?
Because the final... Oh, yeah, this is another piece of news that I forgot to talk about. Manifest is coming out on the death date, June 2nd, and I can't wait to see it. The final part of Manifest is coming
Okay.
out. I like it. I know that you are not a big fan of it.
I started to watch it. I could not get through the first season.
I watched it all with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend loves it. And I am so glad that she loves it, because Manifest is probably my favorite show outside of Marvel.
Damn. Okay.
And it's just, I love it, so I can't wait to see the last part. I did watch the first Dungeons & Dragons movie. That had bad CGI, and
Yeah.
it was just all poor, and... oh
From
my
what
gosh.
I've seen of it, it is awful.
It's pretty awful. There's a reason that the second two went straight to home video. Yeah, I also watched The Passion of the Christ, which is a retelling of Jesus' crucifixion, directed by Mel Gibson. And Mel Gibson, amazing director. That movie is brutal and emotional, and probably the best retelling of the crucifixion of Christ that I've ever seen. And it's... my girlfriend's family watches it every Easter. Obviously not with her little siblings, because the movie is very bloody and very violent, and it's just... I think it's pretty amazing. Satan is a woman in this.
Hell yeah.
She carries a little baby Satan, which is the only part of the movie that didn't make sense to me. But, yeah.
I gotta love little baby Satan.
Yeah, The Passion of the Christ was really good. I recommend you watch it, even if you're not religious. I think it's just a very, very brutal, very good retelling of the story of Christ's resurrection. I also watched the Cars franchise again. I watched Cars, Cars 2, Cars 3, and then that new Disney Plus show called Cars on the Road, which is like...
Haven't I heard of this?
It's like 6 12-minute episodes.
Okay.
It's Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy are back as Lightning McQueen and Demeter. And the plot is they're in Radiator Springs. Mater gets a message from his sister that she's getting married. So they take a road trip across the U.S. To go to his sister's wedding.
Is it the same art style?
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
How have I not heard of this? I'm upset.
I thought it was fairly good. There were a couple episodes that I didn't like, but
I love Cars.
Yeah, most of them I liked.
Cars 1 was good. I have not seen Cars 2. Cars 3 was good.
Cars 2, or sorry, not Cars 2. Cars, probably my second favorite animated movie of all time. First is Mulan.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Mulan's really good.
But Cars, probably my second favorite animated movie of all time.
I'd
Cars
have to-
2, it's not great, but it's very nostalgic for me, and I think it's fun.
Mm.
Cars 3, I think does a lot of things better that Cars 2 didn't, but it's not as good as Cars 1. But I still think it was fairly good to watch.
I just remembered something I watched a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli, Princess Mononoke.
Oh, nice.
Top tier.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I read like 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I read 6 books.
Counting.
Yes. I read 6 books.
Damn.
Of 2 different series. One's called The 5 Ancestors, the other one's called The 5 Kingdoms.
Where do you find the time?
Audiobooks.
Oh.
Yeah. So I listen to them like as I'm doing other things. The 5 Ancestors is about this temple in China, which was destroyed back in like 16 something. It's about the birth of firearms. And so the plot is there's a temple called Kanzen. There are 7 brothers. The 2 oldest go on a mission. One of them dies. The other one gets angry, leaves the temple, comes back and destroys the temple and vows to hunt his other 5 brothers down. And then things ensue. There's a treasure hidden on the map of a dragon scroll and whatever.
Okay.
And the 5 brothers are named after Cantonese animals. So Fu, Malau, Se, Hawk, and Long, which stand for, in Cantonese, are tiger, monkey, snake, crane, and dragon.
Cool.
Yep. And the other 2 brothers, the one who's angry is called Ying, which means eagle in Cantonese, and the other one's called Luck, which means deer in Cantonese. But yeah, it's a really good book series, and I love listening to it. The other one, The 5 Kingdoms, is about this guy who lives in Arizona who gets kidnapped and taken to this faraway place called the Outskirts. It's got 5 different kingdoms, and he goes through them, and he's helping this princess who's the daughter of this king who faked their deaths and sent them into exile, and it's really fun. And the titles that I've read so far are Sky Raiders, which is the first one, and then The Rogue Knight, which is just the second one, which I'm currently reading. So I'll probably finish that next month. I also did watch Rocky and Rocky 2,
Okay.
which are both good. I like them. And then I started watching Phineas and Ferb again. Because why not? I love Phineas and Ferb. And I love Perry the Platypus, and Candace, and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and Vanessa, and Baljeet, and Buford, and Isabella.
I think what I need to do is I need to get a TV in my room.
Yeah.
I'll watch on that.
Yeah. I have my Mac in my room, so that's a big screen. I watch when my roommate's not there. But yeah, I love Phineas and Ferb. Can't wait for their new 40 episodes to come out.
Yeah, it's gonna be
There's
sick.
104 days in summer
vacation.
vacation, but more than 104 episodes. And I
Yes.
find that very funny. But yes, that is...
How do you know that each episode is one day? What if multiple episodes are taking place on one day?
Because there are multiple episodes that span more than one day.
But what if some of them are 2 in a day? I don't know. Shut up.
Maybe
I was
days
telling
just
myself to
last
shut up
longer
there.
in the
Sorry,
day.
I need to clarify.
Phineas and Ferb's universe.
The Phineas and Ferb extended universe.
Phineas and Ferb extending universe.
Uh,
Perry the Platypus is probably my favorite animated animal of all time. I just love Perry the Platypus. And I love Dr. Doofenshmirtz too. It's very fun. But yeah, that is the last of the things that I watched last
Alright.
month. Next month, I'll probably see the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I'm probably going to see Dungeons & Dragons again because my girlfriend wants to go see that. And then,
I want to see John Wick.
John Wick, I will probably end up watching the first 3 John Wicks too, just so I can understand what's going on.
John Wick marathon.
Yeah. I'm also going to surprise my girlfriend on her birthday. Or not on her birthday, but for her birthday. I'm going to take her to the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, because she's a big Star Wars fan. So I'm going to take her to go see that. And I hope that she really likes it, because she's a really huge Star Wars fan.
Good stuff.
That's coming out on April 28th, and her birthday is on the 30th. And thankfully, this episode will be out after after her birthday, so she can't listen to this and find out the surprise.
Ha ha
ha. If you're listening, Nadia, I love you. Anyway, next
Hi,
month...
Nadia. One of my favorite characters from one of my favorite books is named Nadia.
Yeah. Next month, we are going to do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Movie we're both really excited for.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
I've grown to not like the MCU that much. I still love the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm. I love the Guardians also.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Volume 3. It's going to be really exciting. And yeah, that comes out on May 5th. I've elected not to go see the IMAX marathon of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Do not. Don't do it.
IMAX, $50. All 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies back to back, 2 days before the movie comes out.
Don't do it.
I've elected not to do it.
Yeah, don't.
It's too much of a drive and too much of a hassle.
You'll die.
So yeah, I've elected not to see it. I'll probably still watch the Guardians movies, just not in IMAX and here at my dorm. So, yeah. But anyway, our topic for next month is Volume 3.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for it. Soundtrack should be great. Cast should be great. Director should be great. Story should be great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait to see it.
It looks so good from the trailers. I'm hyped.
Me too. I can't wait to see Rocket and Layla and Cosmo.
Yes.
The animal characters. I love animal characters.
And Groot.
And Groot.
Swole Groot.
Swole Groot.
Buff Groot.
Buff Groot?
I don't know.
Buff Groot.
He's buff.
Buff Groot.
He's big arms.
He's big arms.
Yeah.
Swole Groot.
Swole Groot.
Swole Groot. I love the fact that that's his name now. Swole Groot.
Love it.
It went from Baby Groot to Teenage Groot to Swole Groot.
He's swole.
He is swole.
He has widened.
Yeah. Also, Counter Earth, from the material that they've released, looks really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Counter...
Did you hear that?
I did hear that, yeah.
My stomach's rumbling. I'm hungry, man.
Yep. Counter Earth is the planet with all the animal people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see that.
Gotcha.
Also, there's an F-bomb in the last TV spot that they released.
Let's
it's
go!
bleeped out, though.
Oh.
But it's very funny, and I just... Yeah.
It's like in the first Guardians when he goes to say what the fuck, and then there's like a pfft in the background.
Yeah.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Anyway, yeah, I think that's the show. Join us next month for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which will be interesting.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. If you want to reach us, you can reach us on Twitter and Instagram at Script Supervisors Pod. You can also send us a letter.
Why?
An electronic letter.
Why do you say...
At...
Just say email.
scriptsupervisorspod@gmail.com.
Next thing I know, he's going to be setting up a fax machine.
I'm going to buy a fax machine just
Please.
to plug it in. And you can fax us, and I'll say the fax number on here. And
You're
we'll
like
get fax.
You're like Miles Braun.
Yeah. Fax machines.
Fax machines.
Yeah. But yeah, send us a letter or a message or something. Tell us what you want to hear, what you want to see. Let us know your thoughts and comments about Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
If you disagree with us, we will set you on fire forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we'll sue you for everything you have. Because on this podcast, what we say is law.
Yeah. We are objectively correct. And if you're wrong,
if
wrong.
you disagree with us, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're just wrong.
You're
it's
just
a fact
incorrect,
of life.
Factually.
That's the 11th commandment. Thou shalt not disagree with script supervisors.
Committing sacrilege on our podcast. Okay.